She was overlooked for years, ignored, dismissed, and told she wasn't enough. Tonight, Tien Grease steps into the ring and nothing will ever be the same. Before we continue the story, kindly tell us where you are watching from, your favorite wrestler, and subscribe to keep the channel going. Tien Grease's boots hit the mat with precision, each step echoing like a challenge. Sweat stung her eyes, but she didn't flinch. Across the ring, her opponent lunged, a perfect opening for Tien's spinning knee strike, but it landed with polite applause, not the roar she craved. Again, the coach barked from ringside. Put some fire into it. Make them care. Tien wiped her brow, heart pounding. Years of talent, of flips, lifts, and precision strikes, had never been enough. The crowd saw the moves, but not her. Not Tien Grease. She spun, executed a flawless backflip, and landed on her feet. The other wrestler barely reacted. A polite clap. A camera pan. Nothing more. Frustration clawed at her chest. She had trained underground, built muscle and stamina far beyond the televised stars, but here she was, invisible. This was early hours before the match. Backstage, the assistant producer handed her the next segment. "You're up," he said, avoiding her gaze. The locker room smelled of disinfectant and sweat, of nerves and tension. Tien took it in, measured her breath, focused on the path ahead. Every step toward the ramp reminded her of years of smiles, scripted applause, shallow commentary, her efforts always background noise. She stepped into the lights. Music hit. Poses, gestures, smiles, she gave it all. The crowd clapped politely. A cheer, but timid. Tien's chest tightened. A flash on the monitor caught her eye, a younger Tien, hopeful, waving at the camera with a bright grin. She clenched her fists. "Not anymore," she whispered. "I'll show them who Tien Grease really is." She had the skill, the athleticism, but she needed something else. Something that would ignite the crowd. Something that would make her unforgettable. Her mind wandered briefly to the underground gym, to the early mornings and midnight sessions no one had ever seen. The sweat, the pain, the bruises, they were all preparation for this moment, even if the audience didn't yet know it. Years of being overlooked and underestimated had sharpened her, made her deliberate, observant, and calculated. She bounced lightly on her heels, testing the mat. Every muscle coiled, ready. The spotlight hit, making her silhouette look like a warrior stepping into destiny. Tien's eyes scanned the crowd, her focus narrowing. She didn't need the applause yet, she needed impact. Her opponent charged again. Tien ducked, sidestepped, countered with a spinning kick that connected solidly. Gasps rippled. Polite cheers grew louder. Tien felt it, the faint stirrings of attention. She grinned beneath the sweat. The fire was inside her. And then, the moment came, a planned segment where she and another wrestler were supposed to push the biggest competitor out of the match. The plan was polite, measured, safe. Tien Grease, however, felt the euphoria ignite something uncontrollable. She wrapped her arms around the giant, lifting her effortlessly. The crowd froze, then erupted. No one expected Tien to perform such a feat. The energy surged, deafening. Her grin widened. Her muscles shone. She ripped off her robe, revealing a physique honed to perfection, the result of years of secret training. This was more than athleticism, it was power, confidence, and dominance combined. The lights reflected off her sweat-slicked skin. Tien Grease was no longer the timid, polite athlete. She was the blaze, unstoppable, unpredictable, magnetic. Every move from here on out carried a weight the audience couldn't ignore. Every strike, every grapple, every high-flying leap screamed, "This is my time." Backstage, cameras caught everything. The announcers stammered at first, unsure how to narrate the sudden shift. Social media exploded in real time. Clips of Tien lifting the giant went viral before the segment even ended. Fans debated, speculated, shared. Tien's story was now public, not scripted, not staged, but raw and unforgettable. Her coach clapped her on the shoulder. "That's it. That's what we've been training for." Tien exhaled, heart racing. She looked around, taking in the chaos she'd created. The blaze was born. And with her rise, a message was clear: It's never too late. You can become more than you ever dreamed. As the arena lights dimmed, Tien Grease stood in the ring, soaking in the energy, feeling the pulse of the crowd. Her journey had only begun, but the first spark had ignited a fire that no one could extinguish. The ring lights were bright, but the focus was on two women standing face to face in the center. The champion, Kate, and the contender, Selena, were deep in conversation, psyching each other up for the title match. "I got this title because I have proven myself over and over in the ring," the champion said, smirking. "True talk, Kate. But last night I showed the world what a beat down feels like," the contender shot back, circling her. She continued, "In case you need me to spell it out, I beat 20 other women for the spot." "That's impressive." Kate laughed at first, then spoke into the microphone. "Impressive? You call that impressive?" Selena drew closer, her eyes wide. "Yes. My performance was the most impress." She didn't finish her words. Suddenly, the Titan music hits. The crowd murmurs, unsure. Tien Grease appears on the ramp, walking with purpose. No theatrics, no poses. Just fire in her eyes. The two women stop mid-conversation. "Who invited you?" Selena snaps. Tien halts at the bottom of the ramp, hands on her hips, scanning the arena. "You did not just ask that." She titled the microphone and smiled sharply. "You want to know who I am? All right. I will show you. Everyone, let's look at the screen." The big screen flashes. Clips roll, Grease beating everyone. Kicks, toss around the ring, flying through ropes. Then finally Tien Grease lifting the biggest opponent clean over her shoulders and tossing her out of the ring. The arena gasps. Commentators stumble in disbelief. She just threw her over like she weighs nothing. Unreal. This is unbelievable. Back in the ring, Tien climbs the ropes with force. She steps into the ring, calm, confident. Without hesitation, she grabs Selena by the arm, lifts, and tosses her clean out of the ring. The audience erupts, chants echoing through arena. She lifted her hand to strike Kate, but she moves out of harm's way. Tien turns slowly to the crowd, adjusting her wrist tape, letting the moment breathe. Then she grabs the microphone.
"New York, who the hell am I?"
Tien smirks, soaking in the energy, not a hint of hesitation. The commentators shout over the noise. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is her. The woman of the moment," Tien Grease nicknamed the Blaze. "Look at that dominance. She's a menace in the making." Tien drops the microphone, laughs under her breath, a low, devious sound. She leans on the ropes, eyes daring anyone to challenge her. The camera pans across the screaming crowd, the energy palpable, the story clear. The Blaze is here, and she's unstoppable. Thank you. Like, comment and subscribe for part 2.